Hi.
Choose life, choose a job, choose a career, choose your family, choose a fucking big television, choose washing machines, cars, compact disc players, and electrical tin openers.
That
That's
was that was a strange accent, but okay.
that's Scottish. It's supposed to be Scottish.
That's why I said strange. Strange. Anyways, hi everyone. Welcome to the new live show. Um so basically this live show I'm inviting on guests and we're gonna be talking about their favorite movie of all time. And first of all, we have no stranger to this channel, Luke. Say hi, Luke.
Hey, what's up, everybody?
Uh,
if you guys think I'm a stranger to Mike, you
Hell
got
no.
you guys really do not know this guy, do you?
And you clearly haven't watched any of my past streams, but okay.
No shit, Sherlock.
Yep. Anyway, chat, we got Fritzky. What's good, dude? We'll have you on here and just we'll try and get you on here for sure. I don't know exactly when, but I'll get you on.
I know you guys are definitely gonna be talking about Pulp Fiction, so
Yep.
not
Jared,
complaining though. So
Jared, what's up, dude? Get you on here for sure, man. And then Ethan's in here.
hey, what's up, my dog?
Yeah, so basically, what we're gonna do is basically talk about how you came across this movie, how you came to really love it, and what all like your background information is on the movie, and then why you love it. So,
All right.
I guess we can kick things off talking about Luke's favorite movie, Train Spotting.
Of course.
So, Luke, give us your backstory on this movie.
All right. So this actually might sound kind of funny because the first reason when I heard about this film was because of the sequel, T2 Train Spotting. Like that was the only reason that I had heard about this film. And I watched it for the first time back in 2019, I want to say. Yeah, Fritzky. And by the way, if any of you guys are physical media collectors like us, 24/7, we have a Criterion coming out here pretty soon. So,
Yippee.
yep, you guys better get that. Get your hands on that. I mean, I already own this movie, but it's like I'm still keeping this Blu-ray because this is my favorite movie of all time.
I was gonna say you should send that over to me, but
No, I'm
no.
keeping it.
Damn,
because it's my favorite movie. So,
it was Spotting for Trains.
Jared, I freaking hate you.
All right, so back to the
Oh,
story.
okay. Regardless, so I saw this film back in 2019 when it was on Netflix, and it was when I was still in high school. I think I was a junior in high school by then. And I had this, and honestly, after the first watch, I was like, okay, that was really good, but I don't know, there might be something missing here. And then after that,
Yep.
and then after that, for for at least a few months, I've had this thing on repeat. Like, it's like I have just gone back to watch this film over and over and over and over again. Because this is one of those films that really stuck with me. And I even watched it like when I went out to Atlanta, like when we stayed in the hotel. I put on Netflix and I watched Train Spotting. Like, well, I watched that and Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas. Funnily enough,
Wow.
So
Good picks.
that kind of tells you the movies I'm into. But
yeah.
Moving on.
Yeah.
But yeah. And since I could not even stop thinking about or even stop watching this film for that matter, this is a film that really just means so much to me. I love the characters. I love the sharp writing from John Hodge is the writer's name, John Hodge, and this was the first film that really made me start to fall in love with my personal favorite actor of all time, Ewan McGregor. I mean, I loved him as a kid. You know what, seeing him as Obi-Wan Kenobi, in Robots. But this was the film that really made me also. This is also the film that also made me dive into smaller films, because this was a really small film back when it came out in 1996. And it's broken through. It's become such a popular hit, and I still, it's I can't even put it into words how much I love this movie. Like, it's fucking great. Like,
In the words of Obi-Wan Kenobi, hello there.
hello there.
Hello there. Yeah.
So,
yeah.
it's
Awesome. Trying to think of stuff to bring up here because I literally am just going like off my head for these kinds of questions. So you watched it when you were a junior in high school, watched it on repeat.
Yep.
Sweet. What's like a key aspect that you think really works about it, like the most out of like anything that makes it like special compared to other movies that you've seen?
When it comes to it being so special, it's the fact that these characters are super unlikable. Like, and you know that from the forefront. They're really unlikable people. But the movie understands it.
That is
Like,
for sure that they are bad people.
But as I stated, the movie understands it. Like, if you understand that these are unlikable people, you basically have my stamp of approval. But here's the thing. The way that they portray these people are just drug addicts, like selfish pricks, if I can really say. And this film's basic drug addict, basic drug addiction, as I like to call it for this movie, is heroin. Which I'm not subjecting people to take heroin because that is not good for you. This movie will prove why.
Yeah, and Breaking Bad season 2 penultimate episode. Yeah.
Well, or just Breaking Bad in general. Like,
well, I mean, there's like specifically the end of season 2 is where they really subject you to seeing what heroin does to you.
Well, this is the film that really shows that, like, because there is, I mean, I'm pretty sure most people that are going to be watching this video have seen the movie. So,
because we're probably going to get into spoilers.
That was exactly what I was going to say. That this is going. So, ladies and gentlemen, this video will contain spoilers for this movie. So if you haven't seen this movie,
go away. Go away. If you haven't
seen it, if you guys haven't seen it, please leave and go watch the movie, because you need to subject yourself to good entertainment rather than watching shit like Night Swim.
Yeah, should be on Prime, I believe.
I think it is Paramount Plus, maybe, because this is from Miramax.
Oh, okay, yeah, that is true. Let me see here. Train Spotting. Oh, I love the poster that I have for this one.
The scene where he goes down the toilet.
The toilet scene is okay. Yeah, Prime Video and Paramount Plus for free. Yeah, check it out. But yeah, the toilet scene, I think that's what makes the fucking movie right there, is the toilet scene, dude.
Not only that, there's another scene that really goes into the dark side of taking heroin, like, which is the scene I was going to talk about. And it's the scene when Mark, played by Ewan McGregor, basically is obviously having a nightmare, and crazy shit starts going down. And even the baby that dies of neglection Yeah, and the way that they depict that is so true because babies have actually died from being neglected by their parents.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's another thing I love so much about this movie is how realistic they depict this kind of subject. Like even if they add comedy, like some dark comedy tones, it's like they know what they're talking about though. Like
Mm-hmm.
so but back to the scene I was talking about. The baby that dies of neglection starts crawling on the ceiling and does an Exorcist 180 headspin.
Oh my fucking god.
And I'm not gonna lie to you, that is the scariest scene in a non-horror film. Because oh my, I couldn't imagine if that actually happened. Like
I don't know if that's like funny or if that's scary. I don't. It's
I
just like,
find it scary. Like
yeah.
because
I mean, it is creepy as hell, but at the same time, woo! Like that is actually like funny as hell.
but then but as I stated before, the way that they handle it in a dark comedy fashion, some people may be thrown off by the comedy, but it's
Mhm.
like the people behind this film know what they're doing. Like not only do they know
Yeah.
this kind of script or like what they're trying to do, but regardless of that, man, dude, and yeah, I will speak on that though. This movie's freaking hilarious. Like
It is. I mean, the toilet scene for Christ's sakes. He literally jumps into a goddamn toilet and swims around in the fucking sewer. Is that right?
yeah, he swims in the sewer to look for the pills he put in his butt. Like like seriously, he puts a couple pills in his butt to not make him feel constipated. Like and you see that happen in the movie. You actually see it happen. Like this is one of the reasons why I respected Danny Boyle for actually kind of pushing boundaries with this movie.
Mhm.
Like this movie is extremely boundary pushing. Like
Yeah.
and it can be pretty offensive to some people, but it's like he knows it. So,
Mhm.
but if you're being offensive and you don't even know it, you're a freaking idiot. Just saying.
Yeah. Um. Yeah. Yeah. You got to be a little bit more self-aware here.
And
Anyways.
that's what
Oh,
this movie
yeah.
does. So,
Yeah. Anyways, let's just go into a review, I guess, of the entire movie. Just like give me a rundown, basically all your thoughts on the movie, like we already have been. But yeah.
but let's talk about the characters. As I stated before, they're
Mhm.
really unlikable people. But again, Danny Boyle and John Hodge understand that these are very unlikable people. Like these are really shitty people.
Mhm.
Like, but I don't think this film would have worked as well if we didn't have the chemistry of the four lead actors: Johnny Lee Miller, Ewan McGregor, Robert Carlyle, and Ewan Bremner, and also Kevin McKidd, who plays as Tommy in this movie. Which, spoiler alert, he dies later on in the movie, which is a very very sad moment. But
Mhm.
because it's like even though as a person you don't like him, you're just fascinated with where their journey is going.
Yeah.
And also, I want to speak. This film has a bopping soundtrack. Like
It's a very, very good soundtrack for sure.
that is one of this is honestly one of my favorite film soundtracks like of all time. Like you got some freaking Iggy Pop in the background. You got some Underworld back there. Like
Mhm.
that's some good stuff, man. And also this was Kelly MacDonald's feature film debut, and she was terrific in this film as the love interest of Mark Renton. Which, by the way, some of the stuff that they cover with the sex scenes in this movie is graphic as hell. Like,
Oh yeah.
so if there's a film that I can for sure say is not for everybody, this movie is not for everybody. Like,
Yeah, it's definitely not. And I would say if if you're not sure if you like it or not, give it a second watch because for both of us, we both have experience with this one. It works a lot better on a second watch, honestly. Because then with your second watch, you get your full ideas out with this movie and what it's tackling. And I feel like it works just a a lot better with another viewing going with this movie, because it just, like I said, it just like captures everything with it. But yeah.
Yeah. And I want to talk about a couple scenes here. First off, I want to talk about the bar fight scene of this movie. When Begbie throws a glass off of the balcony and hits a woman. Like, and by the way, in case if any of you are just like really sensitive to cursing, which by the way, why would you be if you're a movie fan?
Yeah. And don't watch this movie.
But just saying though, there is a ton of cursing in this movie. Like,
Yeah, don't watch this movie, because like the Brits, they like to curse a lot. So yeah, you've been warned.
Just saying. And then when he goes down, this one guy at the bar is like, "Who the fuck are you?" Like, and he just kicks him in the nads. Like, I was like, and then bar fight begin.
Oh man.
Also, can we talk about like best movie psycho? Like, that's not even like a flat out villain. Freaking Begbie. Like, he is a psycho. Like,
crazy motherfucker.
Like, whenever he gets distracted in a pool game, what does he do? He attacks people. Because this one guy that had like a bag of chips that, like, mind you, the way that they handle the sound effects is incredible. When he opens the bag and then he eats the chip, yeah, he makes the skin ball go up, like, and tears right through, and it's like, so then he just hits the guy with the pool stick.
Yeah.
Like,
yep.
He just accuses him of putting him off by looking at him. Like,
yeah.
And also also, can I also speak on one thing that I think I adore the most about this movie? Some of it is told in a very non-linear structure. Like, and it's like, but the way that they do it is like, okay, now we're here, now we're here, now we're here, now we're here. But it's like, you know where they're going though, because it's like you're still fascinated with where the story is going.
For sure, yeah. I will ask, is there anything about this movie that you would nitpick, say is like not as good as the rest of the movie? Is there anything in this movie that you would say about it that is in that category?
Honestly, dude, no.
Okay, yeah.
Honestly, there was nothing that I would change about this film. There's nothing I would nitpick. I think this is a perfect movie. They got everything just right. So
that is
like
fair.
From the comedy to the acting, the writing, the story, the horror of taking heroin, they got it just right. Like,
yeah.
So and I really can't complain about this movie. Like, look, even though I know this film is not for everybody, but this is one of those films that I will always recommend to people, because if you're a film lover like us, you got to experience this film at least once. So, and yes, I know this film might be difficult to watch. It's not the most rewatchable, but it's like, again, I needed to really dive deep into this film to really figure out why it is my favorite. Like, so.
Yeah. And that, like you said, deep dive into what makes this such a good movie is kind of why I have the name on the channel, Films or Reviews and Analysis, because, review a film and analyze it to see what makes it so good, what we enjoy so much about it. And this is helping me prove my point here of why, this is called that. And I'd like to that's kind of why I'm getting into this series, is because it's getting into more of like the analysis side of things, where we're talking about what makes this so, like whatever our subject is so good or so entertaining, or what we just adore about it. So
And also,
yeah,
I really do want to also talk about this for a second. The color grading when it comes to certain scenes.
yeah,
They Danny Boyle really does depict this film as like it's not just a film that feels so squeaky clean. It's a really dirty world. Like,
for
and
sure.
even the bathroom scene, like especially when Mark has to go to the bathroom, um, and then like the way that they use the bathroom, it is so gross in there. It's like I've been there. Like
Yeah,
it's it's like, and I love when they pause it for a second, like when um Mark shuts the door and has toilet on there. The funniest thing about that is they pause the film for a second and it says the worst, have the toilet sign, in Scotland.
mm-hmm.
Like that's genius.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, sorry. I just wanted to talk about that. But it feels so dirty, grimy. Like it actually feels like you're in a real world. It's not so squeaky clean, like I said before.
right, yeah, yeah,
Because if you were to depict it like a squeaky clean world, though, that's not depicting it realistically.
yeah. I agree, definitely. um so anything else you want to mention about the movie?
Um, all I can really all I can just really say, perfection.
Yeah, yep.
That's really all I can say.
All right. So that is basically about it. Actually, if you don't mind, I'll just go ahead and give my thoughts about the movie. So I'm not going to go nearly as deep because I've only seen this movie twice, and it's been 2 years since I've seen it. So I probably should have refreshed my brain before coming on here and talking about this. But also, if you guys are in here, fire away some questions for us about this movie, what you think of this movie. Let us know. Anyway, when I first watched this, I thought it was a damn good movie. Just never would watch it again. Never in my life, because of how freaking dark I was. It was. Keep in mind, I was also like 14 when I first saw this movie. So I was like, yeah, I think I'm good because I don't understand shit that's going on in this movie. So I liked it, just didn't ever want to watch it again. Then I watched it again, and yeah, I love this movie. This is a great, great movie. Ewan McGregor's fantastic in it. You go from such a goofy, dark world, like that you're just following these like goofy outcasts that are always drugged up, and you want to follow them even though they're horrible people, to coming around and seeing a different viewpoint in this world that Ewan McGregor is living in, and how just shitty and dark it is, and you want to get this dude out of this world because you don't want him to live in this world, because he has a good side and you want him to get out of this place. And then at the end, he does, and it's just so rewarding, and I love it. Makes me want to go watch this movie again. But yeah, I think this movie is really, really great. So I think it could even work more if I ever rewatch it, which I might actually rewatch it tonight. Now I'm thinking about it, but yeah, go home with it.
I was also trying to think of something else I really did want to point out about this movie.
Mhm.
Is another certain scene that it's so freaking disgusting, but it is hilarious.
And what's that?
The bedsheet scene.
Oh, jeez.
So basically, when Spud, because apparently he is naked in this girl's bed after she brought him to her house. Yeah, he shits the bed.
Yeah.
So he tries to bring the bed sheets to the wash machine, and then him and this girl's mom start fighting over it, and and then what happens? Poop launches. Like, it's so
Ugh.
gross, but it's so funny. Like,
Yeah, that's nasty, man.
but it's
Anyway,
like, but then again, they get it. Like,
yeah. Anyway, if y'all in the chat, we got 4 people in here. If y'all have any thoughts on this movie or any questions to ask about this movie, or just in general, if you want to ask us questions, fire away down in the comments. Yeah, this is not a super long first episode, but we're getting down the basis of this series.
yeah. So I mean, like I said, this is a definite movie where it's like, even if it's not like super fresh in your mind, you're like, oh, I'm not gonna watch this movie again. Just do so. Like, like I'm just saying, like, I'm I'm just saying, like, where it's like, if some people are just be like, no, I don't want to do it. I'm gonna be like, you were gonna sit here and you were gonna watch this movie.
Yes, grow up, watch it. Don't show it to your kids though, until they're
What?
like, don't show it until they're like 16.
Which was exactly the age that I was when I watched it. Like,
fair enough.
like,
Hello, Tommy.
Oh God! Holy crap! Did Tommy just come back? He's haunting me.
Uh-oh. Yeah.
I'm joking. But also, if you guys have not checked out the sequel, I recommend the sequel.
I have not seen the sequel, so yeah.
I recommend it.
Yeah.
It is a great sequel. Not quite, even though I still love it, it's not quite on par with the first film. Like,
right, yeah. And Danny Boyle did come back to direct it, right?
Yep.
Okay.
And same cast.
So yeah, if you guys have any questions, fire away. And if not, I guess we can just wrap it up here. You know, it's pretty short. But yeah.
But then again, though, there's going to be other films where it's like, we'll definitely, like, you guys will definitely digest a little bit more on when you start getting more guests on here, man. Like, you'll start digesting a little bit more. Like, so
yeah.
So, and I think I remember the first time, like, I saw like any marketing out of this movie. Like, we probably should also talk about that also. Like the first time he came across like a trailer for this movie. Like, that'd be kind of an interesting topic. Like, even though I know some people would be like, well, trailers are terrible to talk about. I get it, but sometimes it would also help. It was on a VHS of a movie called The Crow City of Angels. It was actually when I first found out about this movie. Like, actually really found out about this film, and I was like, interesting.
I have not seen that one. Isn't that like the third Crow movie? Or is it the second one?
It's the second.
It's the second. Okay. I've only seen the first one, I believe. So
the only sequel I even like out of that franchise is the second one. Like, that's really it. Like,
good to know. For the third one is semi decent, so yeah, I don't know.
Salvation's like, but I do want to say though, it was this and Shallow Grave, another Danny Boyle film, that brought Ewan McGregor to star him. Like, without those two films, we would not have gotten him as like Obi-Wan Kenobi, at least.
Yeah, for sure. So. Yeah. So anyway, thanks for joining, Luke.
Yeah, no problem.
As always. If anyone in here wants to join in a future episode of the show, just DM me, Instagram, or if you know me in person and want to hop on here, that would be pretty neat.
Yeah.
Anyways, if you all don't have any questions, I guess we'll just hop on out of here. So yeah, Peace out, everybody, and thanks for watching.